Okay, year three. So this is the demonstration of how to create your bar chart. Now I'm going to use a red pen so that it shows up and you can see. I don't really mind what you use. Ideally in school we'd be using pencils, but it might be tricky to see it. So if you want to choose a coloured pen to do it with as well, then it will show up for you. Okay, so on our worksheet, I've got that in front of me on the laptop just over here. We've got a tally that shows our favourite sports. So the sports are rugby, basketball, football, tennis and swimming. So we've got 5 sports and they are liked by different amounts of children. So first thing we need to do is we need to create our X and Y axis, okay? So we'll do the Y axis first. Now I like to leave a bit of space from the edge just so that you've got enough space to write your labels and write your scale down. So I'm going to start mine about here and I'm going to go right the way down to about here. We like to have some space at the bottom. I'm just going to go over it again so that you can definitely see. And then we're going to do our X axis. I might actually do an extra line so that we can do, they cross over. And then we can do the X axis along here, like so. Now, what I'd like to do next is label the chart as a whole so that it's really clear what it is we're doing. Now, to do that, I like to draw a line so I know where I'm writing it. So this bar chart I'm writing, I'm going to write bar chart to show our favourite. I'm going to write it how it is on the screen, but I believe this is the American spelling. Sports. Need a little bit extra space there. Okay, so now we know what our bar chart is about. We've got our Y axis and we've got our X axis. Okay, now what we then need to do is we need to put what sports we have to choose from. So down here, I'm going to put the label. I'm going to put names of sport. Okay, so this is where we're going to put all of the different names of sport. Now we've got 5 different names. So let's see, how much have I got? 3, 2, 3, 4. If we ignore that X, I'm going to do that so that we can do chunks of 3. So we've got 1 chunk of 3, 2, 3, 4, and then there's the 5th one. So in this section, we're going to put the rugby. And then we're going to put the basketball here. Football here. Shocker that this is the favourite. Tennis and swimming, definitely my favourite. Okay, so now we need to write the number of children that like these. So again, on the y-axis, we're going to put that label in. Number of children. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do for this one that's showing you how to do it, I'm going to go up in 2s just so that you can see how that's done. But it's quite a small scale, so it's up to you what you do it in. So I'm going to start on 0 here on the x-axis. So we're going to go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Now we don't need to go this high, but I'm just going to fill it in because I like the look of it if we do it that way. But we could have done a shorter scale because we don't need that many children. Right, so now all that's left to do is to put in what the children liked. So for rugby, only one child has that as their favourite sport. So 1 is between 0 and 2. So that means that it would go in this line here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark that off so I know that it's at the right level, and I'm going to mark it for the 3 lines. And then I'm going to join it up here. Basketball is liked by 4 children, which is just here. That's a bit easier because that's just a straight number that's on the scale. So I'm going to draw my line. Then this one I will join up to the rugby line, and then I'm going to draw that one straight down to the bottom. So you can see how we're building up. Now, football was liked by 10 children. What a shock. So now this one, because it's so much higher, what we might want to do is just go up with this one, just so it looks nice and tidy, like that. Then we know that there are 3 squares for each of the sports. And then we're going to come back down. Okay. Then we've got 3 children who like tennis. So 3 is obviously between 2 and 4. So I'm going to draw my line, remembering that I'm using 3 squares across for each of the sports. I'm going to draw that one in. And then swimming is liked by 7 children, which is between the 6 and the 8. So I'm good for that one. How am I going to do this? I'm going to just put a little dot where I need it to be. And then I'm going to join it up like so. There we go. So that's how you construct your pie chart. If you now would like, this is the bit that I know you all love to do, you can do the fun game where you draw your lines like so, just to make it really clear which bar stops where. I know from having taught this before, this is what we love to do. Obviously yours will be beautiful and colourful and will make mine look rubbish. But you can see how using the graph paper just makes it that bit easier. Okay, so if you want to do that for your one, then feel free, have a blast. But just remember, once you've completed this, there are some questions to answer on your worksheet. I hope you'll have a lovely day, and I hope that this was explained nice and clearly for you.